Testing, testing. Okay, we're gonna do how many draws? We're gonna do the draws for the first draw we're gonna do. Wait. Yeah, the TV should be last. The big prize. Okay, we're gonna go from smallest items to the biggest items. First draw we're gonna do is the Rocky Mountain package. And those stuff you see there, they were bought in Winnipeg at the Rocky Mountain store in Polo Park. Salika, point at it. That one. That's what you're gonna win, whoever. And the lucky winner is Nelly Halcro. Nelly's gonna enjoy her sweet treats. Okay, the second draw will be the logo package. That's our logo t-shirts, popcorn, chips, and yeah. Anybody who came in because it's a door prize. And that's winner is Salika Castell. She won. Third draw is going to be the cleaning package. Cleaning package. And the lucky winner is Lorna Scott. Lorna Scott, okay? We'll get a hold of her. And the third will be the grocery package. The grocery package wins Sheena McLeod. That's and our last draw will be the TV package. The TV package. And the lucky winner is Zoe Halcro. Okay, thank you all for joining us on this our event. Like good congratulations to all the winners. Thank you. We're just gonna do a small little teaching session now, and then we'll wrap up the day. Thank you so much. Okay. As long as all the winners were here present, except Lorna, right?
Okay, for this next part, we're just going to sit together and fill out the form together just to practice. So, which tables do we be at? This one here, eh? The more the merrier around us.
Melvin, if you want, you can take the coffee and donuts to your staff, radio and MCTV, when the ones you have left over. And I don't know what the soup and panic.
Testing. Okay, now we're gonna fill out the form together. We're all sitting together here, so if you're not sitting at this table, pull up a chair, and we're gonna fill out the form with you guys. Pull out your phones. We're gonna need your phones. And then you're gonna pull up your camera. Your camera. Just your camera, yeah. It's okay. Your camera. And then point it at this QR code. Point your camera there. Other way. Ekose. Your camera. Yeah, and then you click that link right there. It takes you to the form. And then you're gonna fill in your name. Okay? So we're gonna fill it in together just to practice. Okay. Click your name. And you're gonna write your name there. And put your last name. You got it, Dad? Yeah, we'll submit it. Just put them in your. Just put test on your middle name for now. Agoste. And then, where do you live? On reserve or off reserve? Yeah, on reserve. Your box number. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Alright, and then Cross Lake. Are you doing it? Pista? You should learn. You're gonna be filling it in for all your applications and coming here to your job. And then Manitoba MP. ROBOJO. And you put your address. You have an email. If you have a phone, you have an email. Look, Jesqua, right here. Right there, look. MYNR 53@gmail.com. Where did you go over here? MYNR 50. There we go. That's your email. I'll show you how to get there when you're done, okay? And then you put your treaty number right there. Your treaty number. They do have one. If you have a phone, you need an email to log in. So you just show them how to get there. So, for example, we logged out of Safari. So you just go to their email. Oh, this one. Inboxes. And usually you can see what their email is from. Okay, from Gimam. Right there. Gimam2014 at iCloud.com. And you gotta show her email at the end as well. 1104. So you have to put 0110401. And then your birthday month first. Month. And then days, that other one. Your day, your birthday. Oh, yeah. 4/4/1996. Phone number in there. Yeah, send it there. But you just press submit. And that's all. Mm-hmm. You name your event. Say Easter Gospel Services. You put that in there to practice. Easter Gospel Service. Gospel Services. It'll say when is it, date of event. Easter is in, let's just say, April. That's when your event is. And then this is where you put how much. So you'll say speaker. Let's say $2,000. Travel for your speakers, we'll say $1,000. These are just examples, so you know how much. And then you can say food for your event. Let's say 1,200. These are just examples. And then let's say you want to hire workers. Have your fire equipment. Oh, sorry, yeah. So we're gonna put like your labor if you're hiring younger people to do it for you. Let's say you pay them two people or three people. Let's say you pay them 200 each. Okay, you're gonna write it in here. So 3 times 200 equals 600. And then what else? Speaker, food, travel, labor. Um, you pay for band when they come in. A band. Yeah. Let's say your band. Let's say they're also 2,000. Then you add that all up. So that's 2, 4, 6, 6,800. Your total amount is 6,800. But let's just say our church raised our church raised 4,000. Let's just give an example. That means you only need to ask for 2,800 now. Okay? And then you write the name of again, Easter services. And then it'll go to the next page. And then you can say yes or no. If you have a poster, this is where you'll upload it. You just say while using app, take a camera. Let's say this is your poster. You're just gonna take a picture. Agone, your picture is in your form. It's right there. And let's say you have a letter from your band and your people you're bringing in. You take pictures and you put them in there too. And then you sign here. You just put R. Castell, and then you submit it. And it says, "Thank you, Ron. Your submission has been received." So you're gonna go check your email right here. Look, you go to Google and your Gmail. Got it. Take me to Gmail. Allow. Got it. Right here, look. The Michikama Community Funding Portal. You click it. We received your application, it says. It says, "Thank you for submitting your application. We successfully received it on January 28th. What happens next? Your application will be reviewed by our team. We'll notify you by email or call you for additional information if we need it. And then if you forget information, you see this button, edit submission. At any point, you can go in and add more information in case your budget is adjusted. Let's say you need money for, let's say your washroom doesn't work, so you have to rent out a porta potty, and you want to add that to your expense. You can go and add it here. Yeah, and then whenever, this is where we'll respond to you. So you always go check your Gmail, and that's where all your updates will come in. And then you can look at your form at any point. See if you see this and click it, it'll take you right back to edit it. Your information is already, it's on there. Yeah. Yeah, you will. It's gonna be easy. And if not, you just call me and I'll walk you through it again. Okay? For next time for your church services or any events like you want to hold, you can just apply online like that. Just keeps falling. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. You can take some of these and then give it to your church members too when they want to apply. You know how to, you sent one in, I thought. Did you sign the form online before? No? You just got here? Okay. She won her chocolate. No. I know, I wish I could win too. We're just teaching people how to use the form. Do you have a phone? Okay, want to pull out your phone? Pull out your camera. I'm just teaching people how to use it so that, say in the future you want to ask for funding, you'll know how. Point it right here. And then there'll be a link that'll pop up. Right there, click that line. Right here, look, this link. It takes you to the form. And you start filling it in. So you scroll down. Scroll down and then it says fill in your name. Oh, that's nice. Okay. And then you go down. Where do you live? On reserve, off reserve. You live on reserve or off reserve. So you put on reserve and then you keep scrolling down. And the next part's your address. It's your box number. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then this part you put Cross Lake. Yeah, MB. Yeah. And then you keep going down. What's that say? Postal code ROBOJO. Oh my goodness. Thank you. You got 3. Thank you. So this one, I think you should practice this one. Culture and wellness. This is for gospel services or any kind of wellness retreats you want to go on.
Yeah.
Just do a practice one of that because I feel like you go on those kinds of stuff.
Yes, that's what I want. And,
Yeah.
I wanted to. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I just say that because sometimes not everyone's phone number is always connected. So I just tell them to put another person in their house, their phone number. Okay. Email. Do you know your email? And then you gotta put your email twice. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then your treaty number. So 0 and then the 4 numbers. And 01. And make sure you put the 01 at the end. Yeah, because your treaty number is 10 numbers. Yeah. 01. Okay, thank you for coming. And then your birth date. Oh, careful.
It does not match my email address.
Oh, there's what? It looks like it matches. And then go down, write your phone number. Eugenie44@gmail.com. It looks the same though. There we go. It just was, it didn't load.
It's okay now?
Yeah, it's okay now. Okay. And then your next page. No, next page. And that's where you're going to write the event. So if you're going for gospel services, you're going to put the title of that service. This one, this is the type of funding request. So that means whatever you're asking. So we're just practicing right now. Let's just say cultural wellness. Pick that one. Let's say you're going to host a camp for your family or something. You're going to go next. Oh, you forgot your year. 1966, I think. All 4 numbers. Did it work? Um, 66 Monday. There we go. I just edited. And then if you have an alternate phone number, like someone in case you're busy, put whoever is also available to call. But if not, you can also leave it empty. You can just press next. And this is now, let's say you're going to name your cultural event. Let's say Family Camp Out. Just for practice, put Family Camp Out 2026. Yeah, 2026. So that if you keep applying every year, at least we have it for every year. And then let's say your date of event, you can just press this little calendar. Let's just say your camp out is in when it's warm. Hold on. August, yeah. You're gonna go all the way to August. Okay. Well, you'll put in the August, but because it can't go too far ahead, we're just gonna put May 10 for now. But usually you'll put it on the right date. And this part, you're gonna write down your event details and budget breakdown. So I'm gonna write it down for you all fast, but this is where you're gonna write down your budget. So budget, and you're gonna put it in details. Let's say laborers. How many laborers you guys usually have? 12 times, let's say they get 200 each, equals, oh my gosh, I can't even do the math in my head, wait. So 12 times 200 equals, that's 2,400 just for your laborers. And then your food, let's just say you have 600 for food, or maybe like 1,000, eh? 1,000 for food. And then for what is it? Gas, 1,000 a day. You can put that. Yeah, see, you can do that, and then put how many days. How long is usually your camp? day times 6. Okay, equals. Then that'll be 6,000. Then your gas can be how much a day? Maybe like, is 150 a day good? 150 a day for 6 days. These are the details we want in your form. And then, so that's 150 times 6 equals 900. 900, and then laborers, food, gas. Do you guys rent out boats? No? Boat rentals. How much for how many boats? 5 boats at how much rental? 200 each? Hi. We're just practicing signing these so they know how. And then it'll be 1,000. And then is there anything else? Do you guys have like speakers, or do you pay your elders? So elders, how many do you usually have at the camp? Four? Yeah. 12? Okay. And then how much do you pay your elders? Okay, let's just say for budget's sake, we're just gonna put 400 just to have numbers. 12 times 400 equals 4,800. Okay. And then is that everything that's usually you need for a camp? Is that everything for a camp? Or am I missing something? Okay, traditional speakers and like teachers, traditional teachers. Yeah. And then usually they give you fixed amounts, right? And how many speakers do you bring? Okay. So 6 times how much each? Okay. 6 times 600. I'm just doing it just so you have an idea of what it'll look like when you fill one in later on. This is a practice one. So that's all of your budget. And this is also where you're going to write it down. This camp is for the wellness of our community, or whatever you're going to put, to practice living off the land and maintaining our language. You put all these reasons in this same category, okay? And then we work with people of all ages for the entire week. And then let's just say we already fundraised, you'll put we already fundraised. Let's just say we already fundraised 3,800. We are asking for help for the rest, you'll say. You know? So now, oh my goodness. Is this where it is? Oh, how do I go back to that? That one? Okay. We're asking for help for the rest. So now I'm just going to add up all those numbers we created so that we can figure out how much you're asking for. 36 plus 48 plus 1,000 plus 900 plus 6,000 plus 2,400 equals 18,000. But you said we already fundraised 3,800, so we're going to take away 3,800. And so that amount is what you're going to put right here. 14,900 is your full amount you're asking for. Oh, wait. Yeah. And then you're going to name it again. Cultural camp, or whatever your title is. See? Oh, yeah. Come sit here. And so you name your event again right there. Then you're going to go to the next page. And this part is where you're going to, usually when you're planning these events, you'll have papers with all your details. So you're just going to click this. And then you can take your photo. Hold on, wait, go back. Upload documents. Photo, and then you take a photo. Usually you already take them with your camera. And then you go look at your photos and pick which ones you're going to upload. And then it'll be in here. So it'll be your poster and the letters you write to your traditional, like inviting them to the res. You'll put them in here too. Okay? You always want to fill this in with your information. And then you just sign here and you literally just got to touch it. So you just write your initials, so it's like, and then you submit it. And if you didn't fill it in good, it won't go through, but you did, so it says, thank you, Langford. Your submission's received. And then go to your email and it'll send you an email saying you received it. Yeah. You gonna ask the question?
We take it sometime go hunting or trapping to
Yeah.
teach them, but we just go there and teach them, and then we come back with our own expense. So what does that?
It can fall under cultural and wellness. As long as you put the title of event, like you could just say seasonal hunting trip, because there's one in the fall and the spring, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
And then you write down the people you're taking and their treaty numbers. And then you write down how many days and you make a budget like that. Food, how many boats you're taking. If you're taking like,
That's 2 weeks ahead of time.
yeah, 2 weeks ahead of time.
What like 2 weeks? If I'm approved, then will I pick up something for groceries and all that?
If you get approved by specific departments, so PGC will give out POs for groceries, but most of our departments will contact you once you get approved, and will get your void check, and it'll get directly deposited into your account. That's usually how it works. The only department is PGC that gives out POs. Everybody else does EFT, like it goes right into your bank. Yeah. And then if you don't know when, like the actual date of your event, but you're like, oh, I want to go in April, but you don't have a date, don't wait to fill in the form, because you can go edit it anyways. So in March, send it in and be like, pick a date randomly in April. It doesn't have to be the actual date. You can update me when you have your official date, but my encouragement is you send in that form with what details you already have, and then Ms. Sata will call you and be like, let me know when you guys have the official information, the actual amounts of your traditional speakers and the actual amounts of your or the actual date of your event, and then that way the funders will already be looking at it and they're already knowing when to expect to give you the money. So Sometimes people send in partial applications. It's not always the filled in, and that's okay as long as I can call you and ask you for the details. It's okay if you bring it in early. Don't wait until the last minute to send it in because then it takes long and you're rushing and you're
Yeah.
trying to get all the groceries. It's too late.
What if there's
It's-
no like no funding? If we don't have any
There's no funding.
then we ask because we usually have one in August.
You will usually have one in August.
For my late dad's
Yeah. If there's
compound.
no funding, usually there are fundings for that event.
But we usually borrow from companies here.
Okay. Then usually they'll tell us for your amount as soon as possible. And whatever is not funded, usually it's partial. If it's a larger amount, they only give partial to it. So sometimes it'll only be 60% of what you ask if a large number. But that's why I always encourage the applicants to write down whether or not they're fundraising a certain amount. Let's just say they're fundraising for the traditional speakers. You can write that down. Be like, we're already working on that part. Can you help us with the rest of our budget? Because then when they just see people asking for lots of money, they'll wonder like, why aren't they working too or fundraising? You know, we want to make sure that we're supporting people who are supporting themselves too. Yeah. So
The thing is to because we're working there, and then what if it's off because we're on EI after we're
Yeah.
working, and what's gonna is it gonna affect our EI?
Is it going to? I don't know the answer to that question. I think it's more of an event you guys hold. It's not your job. So you guys are just organizing a community initiative. It shouldn't affect that.
Okay, that's what I was.
Yeah.
But like in the springtime too, we go. I think we would take some our friends, some people that don't know even how to collect
Yeah.
some tax and
Yeah, traditional knowledge.
yeah.
Yeah. That too, you can also.
The thing is to how to prepare everything like what you do there when you get there.
Mhm.
If I take somebody that doesn't know how you do this, we have to show them first in order.
Yeah, you
in
have to
order
teach them.
Safety comes first.
Yeah. Then my advice would be to like also include honorariums for you guys as teachers. So you guys would be included in the like your laborers. You guys would be in those numbers because you guys are doing the like double the work as well. Like not just planning and hosting. You guys are also teaching everybody how to be out there and be safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what even we take like this guy asked me to
Mhm.
go into the drop line for fall.
Yeah.
To winter to go stay there. See, that's the point. If I go October and come back in December, so what date December we don't know. Sometimes it doesn't freeze up that good. Those
Yeah.
channels to go across.
Yeah. For the freeze up when you go out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would look like, but you could write up a request and let like we would have to ask what you guys are doing out there when you would leave. You like I understand you. It will be estimates of when
And
it's
then
safe.
do something and at the same time
Yeah.
to teach him how to skin and clean the hose and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Because some people, when they kill a moose, they don't bring like the heart and the liver and all that. They don't bother. They just want to meat them.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff to eat there.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to harvest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We would need to sit down and figure out what that looks like because I think it could work as a form. It would just look like differently. It wouldn't be just a budget, and it wouldn't be just a letter. You would probably have to write like your tasks, daily tasks, and what you're going to be teaching out there.
And the other thing is in our main, it's no good to drink. We don't take water.
Mhm.
We go in a remote lake to get water from there. The one is good.
Yeah, and you boil it. Yeah.
And even on we usually go on fall hunting by plane, but we get funded for just to take them there,
Mhm.
just to get us there, but no grub or anything.
And then when you come back, you give some meat to the community,
like
eh?
3 days, 3 or 4 days
Yeah.
sometimes. So does not fall in as the same thing?
It falls under, yeah, cultural wellness. You just gotta word it that way. So when you start writing it, you can bring it to my office and we can write it together. Because then I'll help you make it look like an actual like camp plan.
Because we think it's too like some people, those young guys, I want to
Yeah.
do with you this year, yeah. But there's lots of we can only take four or five
Yeah.
by plane and teach them there. And that's what I'm saying. Because there's breakfast, lunch. Us, we don't eat. Like if we go out, we just have breakfast. We go out all there all day. Sometimes we eat. That's what hunters do. We don't eat.
Yeah.
We just
Because you're already tired by the end of the day, so you
yeah.
don't want to like start cooking.
Like if I start eating and then I
Yeah.
get tired, because I have to be there all night
Yeah.
listening for. So that's
Yeah.
the thing. But still, it's still some kids are well, I'm hungry. I gotta eat.
Yeah. Then you would just include that in your proposal. And for those things, you would also want to make sure that um, you include the names of the people that you're taking because you said you can only take 4. So I would state we're taking Joe, Jane, Jerry, Jackson in spring 2025. They will also most likely come in our fall session. I'm assuming you do spring and fall for those same individuals. And then in the next year, you wouldn't take them again because then we want you to be able to do that with multiple people in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you would say we learn different things in the spring and different things in the fall because there's different teachings you teach on the land for those seasons. I'm aware. So they're going to need both of those. So you're going to write that in your report so that when you send it in the fall, they're not like, oh, he's asking for the same thing. No, you're going to explain differently the differences between, preparing things in the fall when it's freezing and when it's melting.
So I just put this fall when we went out, I just had to buy a 16, 17-foot canoe.
Yeah.
Because the plane won't take those Lancers. Some of them are, the one I have is bigger. That's why I had to borrow one medium one.
Yeah.
So I had to transfer in back and forth because we were full load
Yeah.
when we got there.
Yeah. So for that, I don't know if right now, I don't think any of the departments do equipment, but you could say we already bought this
Yeah.
canoe.
Yeah.
So we spent this much money towards this initiative as site. So we're looking for help for this much.
Yeah, 3,200 fiberglass canoe.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna buy a motor at this.
Yeah, so you want to write those down because it's all for this event, right? To keep it continuing. Yeah.
So it's not only me that's using it. It's when I leave from there, my brothers go in there and then they do the same thing.
Oh yeah, and then when you also do this, whatever you guys harvest and bring back to the community, you share it with people like elders, hey, and community events. So you're gonna write that into like you go out there to teach people to support the community. Okay, thank you for coming. Yeah, does that help?
Yeah.
And then you can just call me. My number's on this thing. You wanna take a couple? This is where you can get the form at any time and has all information on here. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Took a picture of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for coming. Yeah. Okay. Can I help you?
I'm just trying to find out like the location, the mileage of the Winnipeg to Edmonton. When the
Mileage
plan's
to
going.
okay. Drive the car. If you leave now, 1310 kilometers.
So I would write
So you would put. I'm just gonna use
I was just putting a gas expense 1,000 return from here. That's just guessing.
1,000 return.
Yeah,
So
500 one way, 500
Oh.
coming back. So how do you calculate your
can you
like
unlock this?
gasoline return? Huh?
Usually, I usually follow because they do 64 cents a
Yeah.
kilometer times. So we said, so let's say 1310. First, let's add up your kilometers. So 1310 times 2 is there and back to Edmonton. So it's 2620.
Kilometers.
Yeah, kilometers.
Okay.
But is that from Cross Lake? Yeah. Okay.
Times.
Times 0.64 cents. So it would be 1676.80.
16.
76.80. Yeah, so that would be your gas mileage.
Okay. And the hotel expense.
Yeah, your hotel.
Expense. I calculate. I plan to travel on 11, February 11, and 12, 13. It starts that conference. 13, 14. Come back 15. 5 days. I claim.
5 days. So do 5 times how much is a night?
I would say about 200
Okay.
and 50, 45 or 50 usually it comes.
Okay, that's 1250.
250 times
5
5
equals 1250.
equals 1250.
Yeah. So that's your travel and that's your hotel. And then you want meals.
So will I be able to get extra like
For
incidentals or emergency or something? Like $100 or something?
you can put it in here. Just put incidentals and then just put $100 for. You just never know, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
And then do you want to include meals in there or no?
Yeah. Have a meals. I don't know how much a meals they charge times 5 days.
Usually I just do an estimate.
Okay.
So if it's
Sure.
like for an individual, I usually do like 60 a day.
Okay.
So like
60
60 times 5,
Okay.
300.
Okay.
And then is there anything else that you can think of? Do you like I think you're using your own vehicle, but
Yeah.
if you weren't, you would include your vehicle rental.
My what?
If you weren't using your own vehicle, you could include a vehicle rental fee in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And then let's say you're getting
Needing my own
older.
vehicle.
Let's say you're getting older and you need your grandchild to like drive you. You would also put them in your budget too. So now we add that up.
Okay.
So
2620.
2620.
No. This is kilometers.
Oh,
1676.
80 cents plus
Plus 1250. That's the hotel.
plus.
And incidental is 100.
Yeah.
And 60 times 5, 300 hotel.
Okay. And then did you fundraise any of this amount yet?
No.
No. Okay. So that means your total amount is this. So you're gonna put your total amount right here.
3000.
Oh, click it. There you go. 3326.80.
26.80.
Yeah. And then in here, you're also going to write, this is an event that means a lot to me. This is where you write the reasons why you're going and how you need financial help, explain your financial situation. And if you're going to fundraise, that's also where you're going to mention it.
This is the event.
Yeah, then that's where you write it all.
Workshops or spiritual
Wellness. this is where you would
In my
also
spirit.
mention, yeah, you can mention like the positive effect it has on you and how it impacts you to pour out into the community too. And then for this individual application, I would also, I'm assuming you went last year, I would also upload your pictures from that from last year, just as a testimonial that you still go regardless of whether you have support or not, you know? Oh my gosh, hi.
Sister,
Yeah.
Sister Kathy Garrett was adopted out.
Help yourself to whatever's there. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, and then so when you're done that part, you're gonna go here and then write the name of the event one more time. Bye. Thank you for coming. And 12, 13, 14. And then you write next. And then this part is the section where you're gonna upload the poster to your conference. So you're gonna go online, take a screenshot, and you put it in there. Or if you have a picture of it, just click it and go to your photos. You can click this. Yeah, and then so you can put allow while using app. And then you can go to photos or take a picture of your poster. Yeah. It'll take you to photos and you can screenshot your photos of your poster. Hi. If you don't have it here, you can always You can always upload it at a later date because when we're finished it, I'll show you how to get back to your
Okay.
form.
Okay. So just put it down on there.
Just go back. How do you go back on your phone?
Where is it?
Um.
That thingy.
Okay. I don't know how to use this phone. What's your normal web? Like, do you guys use Google? Is it on Google? No, you didn't use Google. You must have used a different browser.
I took a picture of this when I applied for it. That's why I asked if I should save it.
Well, usually there's a button where you can, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it's called, but um, it should be on a Safari. Hold on. There's usually at least two on your phone. Do we already check Chrome? There we go. So we're just gonna say no for now, and then you're gonna write your signature. So you just touch that part and write your signature.
Right here.
Yep, in the box.
Can I use this?
No, use your finger.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Never cool. Now it doesn't work. It doesn't.
You can clear it and try again if you want. Even your initials will work. And then you'll submit it.
Save it, submit it? No.
Just submit it. It'll go straight to your email. It says thank you, so it's sent to me. So now you're gonna go to your email so we can go see if it's submit. See, look, I got a notification with your funding. It came in. See, it's right there. So you're gonna click it, and it says that we've received it. And so you see this edit submission button. At any point, if you want to add your documents in there, just go to this email specifically and click that edit submission, and it'll take you back to your form so you can upload that poster.
Please ensure all required documents are submitted. To edit your submission, to add documents or correct mistakes, use this edit. So I just press this?
Yeah, it'll press it and it'll take you right back to your form. And then your stuff, your information will all be there.
Okay.
See, it's saved
So
in your email.
then next,
Yep,
everything is there, right?
everything is there. It's just for later when you need to upload that document.
Then when I want to,
Yeah.
just click on this.
Yeah, and then you'll
And
upload
then-
it from your pictures.
Okay, so I'll just wait. Yeah, I'll ask them to send me that information,
Yeah,
and I'll send it there and send it back.
yeah. And that's how you fill that in.
So how do I look for it again?
If you
Where
look
do I
for it
go?
again, you
Go?
can go to your email.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Well, you don't.
Your
Oh,
email.
is this in case you want to apply
Yeah,
a
yeah.
different time? So we currently have this QR code, so you can take this and scan it with your phone, or you can go follow us on Facebook, and the link is on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So you go to your
so if I
Facebook.
apply for another time for something like if
For
I have
something
another
different, yeah.
like usually have that elders fees.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah, that you
I
can
might-
apply
I might have something.
for
Yeah,
whichever
for second,
community
because
events
they
you
keep
can apply to.
asking me, when you gonna do this again, like
Yeah.
So I can maybe have a spring something.
Yeah, you can probably have one in spring because you already have the fall feast,
Yeah.
right? You can have like a spring feast.
Yeah.
As long as you have it in advance and send it in advance, we
Okay.
should be fine with like issuing out funds.
Okay.
Depending on, but it's hard to tell right now because fiscal year is April for all departments. So usually now is about the time when I find out if any department has more funding left over. Yeah, so they have more funding usually. First 6 months after April is when the budgets are full.
Oh yeah.
So that usually determines too.
So if I put this application now for Edmonton one in February,
They would look at it, and I don't know, depending on their budgets right now. I haven't touched base with the department heads yet
okay.
in the new year, but that's our next meeting.
So to call me.
Yeah, I'll call you and let you know when they respond, Miss Ons. And then the Facebook page is called Pimicikamat Community Funding Portal, and the link is there too if you want to just get to the form on there. Yeah. Looks like that. The Mincha
Okay.
Community. Yeah,
Okay.
it's all in the pamphlet. Anything on how to get to the form.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
I didn't know I was on TV.
Yeah, wave to the camera. All right. You want to take a couple of these too
Yes.
for you and your
Yes, I will.
friends?
I'll leave them at the health center there.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Yes, you too. And what is this? Is this your pen?
No, that's not my pen.
What number is this? 3133 was number?
The Pimlico Mountain Building, Mikiso Road.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, there's lots at the front, I thought, but there's one right here. Pamphlets. Okay, and that's everything. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're done. Huh? Yeah. Okay, bye. Thank you to everybody watching, and I hope that you guys send in applications.